Hey everyone, Siavash here from ClinicSync Pro, and in this video, I'm going to show you how you can use ClinicSync Pro with Jane to be able to push appointments from outside of Jane into your Jane calendar. So this is just specifically useful if you are doing any type of AI booking, AI receptionist, or if you just simply don't want to have the complicated user interface of the Jane calendar online booking on your website and you want to use something simple, either let's say Calendly or your GHL calendar or any other type of calendars that you want to use, you can now use it with our integration to push directly from any calendar to your Jane calendar. Now, what I'm going to do inside this demo is I'm going to show you how you can sync up your Jane calendar, your staff calendars into a Google Calendar, so you always have an up-to-date Google Calendar that your AI might use. So you're not going to end up having conflicts or any of those kind of things. So I'm going to show you exactly how you can do that. And then I'm going to show you how our system handles booking the appointment, rescheduling the appointment, and canceling the appointment from outside Jane, but directly doing those updates and changes inside your Jane calendar. So I'm just going to show you a quick overview of what can be done. So on the left, in this example, I have the simple GHL calendar. And this GHL calendar is hooked up to this staff member, Zoe Swift, and it is built to book an appointment for the 30-minute massage service. All right. So the first thing that I'm going to do, I'm just going to quickly update my time zone because I'm in Sydney, Australia, but this demo clinic is in PDT. And we are going to book for, let's say, Thursday, the 7th, and we're going to book for, let's say, 10 a.m., 10:30 a.m. I'm gonna name this AI booking and AI booking last name. I'm gonna give it a random phone number in here. And then what we're going to do, we're going to put another appointment, email address in here, AI booking at aibooking.com, confirm, and let's click on schedule meeting. Now, if we give it a sec, this should push an appointment right in here. All right, as you can see, take a couple of seconds sometimes when we are sharing screen, the webhooks are going to be slow. But as you can see, it pushed the appointment right in here. So this is what I mean by how these bookings works. Now let's actually go ahead and demo the cancellation and at the same time rebooking too. So let's go back. Sorry, cancellation and rescheduling. So what we do is we basically, for that, we need to go to our GHL in this case. And this is basically, think of it as your AI doing exactly these kind of things. I'm doing it manually in here. And the reason that we are not demoing the AI because we are not selling you the AI. You can use whatever AI you like. And here we go. So what you need to do is, let's say we are in the calendar and the appointments. Let me actually bring this guy here so you can exactly see what is happening. And we booked for AI booking at 8:30 a.m. or not, it's not this one. It's this one, 10:30 a.m., which is this one. So what we're going to do, we're just going to reschedule this. So let's say we're going to reschedule this to another time. So let's make it 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. So let's hit on save. Now let's have a look and see if this one changes here or not. Just give it a sec. Sometimes it takes a couple of seconds for it to kick in. There we go. So as you can see, it jumped up to 8 a.m. to 8:30. And now the last thing that we're going to do is we're basically going to cancel this appointment. So let's see. So this is the one. Let's just refresh this so it shows us the one that we rescheduled. And then we are just going to go and cancel that appointment. Okay. All right, so GHL is saying that this is a reschedule. Yep, that's the one that we have on the right hand side. Now let's go ahead and actually cancel this appointment. So I'm just going to go ahead and say canceled. Let's update. And this should remove this one from the right hand side, your Jane calendar. So just give it a sec and see if it actually does the job. GHL is a bit, there you go. So it got canceled and it got disappeared. Now I want you to imagine like what I did in here. This is basically what your AI can do. Like even if you're just using the simple GHL, voice AR, or any other like chat AI conversational bot or anything, they are now able to book appointment, cancel appointment, and reschedule appointment on a specific calendar. So whether it be GHL, Google, or Calendly. And now with our integration, you are able to directly push those changes, as you saw, into your Jane calendar. So you don't need to actually have your admin stuff to actually look at two different calendars, copy and paste, and those kind of things. So you're not gonna miss any appointments. All right, so this is all good when you look at it and everything is happening and everything is working. Now let's go actually behind the scene and see how we can set this up. So for this, the first thing that you want to do, you want to make sure that your front end calendar, whether it be it your GHL, your Google, or whatever your AI is using, is actually sync with your staff member Jane calendar. And the way to do it is very simple. So let's say we want to use this as staff, Zoe. So we're going to go to the staff section. We select Zoe, and we're gonna enable iCal subscription. So we're gonna click on create calendar feeds. And these are the calendar feeds that we're getting. Now, before moving forward, I just wanna say that you can use these calendar feeds with any calendar. It doesn't have to be HIPAA compliant. And the reason for that is there is no information coming from these calendar feeds to your Google Calendar or GHL Calendar or any other third-party calendar. The only thing that comes through is a time that is blocked. That's it. You don't even see the treatment name. So it just basically shows that, hey, 9 to 9:30 a.m., it's busy. 10 to 10:30 a.m., it's busy. That's all you get. So don't worry about having the data being exposed or anything. So what we're doing in here, we're using a third-party app called Calendar Bridge. And the reason that we are using that in stuff like Google or Apple or Outlook Calendar is we want it to be a very frequent fetch and update. If you use Google Calendar and you just basically subscribe to this link, Google Calendar fetches every 12 to 24 hours. So there is going to be a lot of gap there that will end up you having conflicts and those kind of things. What we do in here, we use the Calendar Bridge app, and what it does, it basically fetches every 5 to 10 minutes. So it's going to be very, very accurate and basically a mirror of your Jane calendar. So I'm just going to copy this link and I'm going to show you how this whole thing is going to work. So I'm just going to copy this link and I'm going to Calendar Bridge. So the website is calendarbridge.com. It's a very, very cheap subscription. I think it's just $5 per month. And what you do is you sign up, and the first thing that you do, you add your own calendar. So this calendar would be either your Outlook, your Google, or whatever. And then you click on create a sync. When you click on create a sync, you say, I want a single sync. And this is the Google Calendar that I've connected to. Now I want to tell it that I want to actually use this one, the ICC, read only, and I want to push it into my Google Calendar. And then I'm going to click on continue. You don't need to turn any of these off, on, or anything in here. You just click on continue. We just want to choose a color. So in this case, I'm just going to use Sage, and I'm just going to click on Create Sync. And this is just a confirmation page, and I'm going to click on Create Sync. I'm going to pause the video, and I'm going to open that Google Calendar, and you will see how it's going to look like. All right, as you can see, this is the calendar, and you can see like the times are like 2, 3 a.m. and those kind of things because I'm in Australian time zone, and that calendar was in what you call it, Pacific time zone. But if you look at it, all of those appointments that are in here within Zoe calendar, they are coming up as blocked and they're showing up. So usually 5th of August would be, because we are one day ahead, it's going to be on the 6th. But you kind of get a feeling of like what is happening in here, and you can see that it only shows you that this is busy. That's it. There's no other information coming through. And then what we do is, in this case, I'm showing you how to do it in GHL, but let's say if your AI works just with Google Calendar, you're done. You don't need to do anything else. But uh, GHL has its own calendar that we need to actually do the syncing. So the way that it works with GHL is we need to go to settings, and then for any of your staff. So in this case, we are doing Zoe. So any of these staff, you're going to create a user in here, and then for each one of them, you got to go to profile, and then you scroll down, and you need to add that calendar. Now, I got asked a lot of time that, hey, if you have 10 staff member, do we need to create 10 Google Calendar? No, you don't. What you need is you need one Google Calendar, and when you are doing the sync in here, you just choose different names or just different tag color and push them into one Google Calendar, and then inside here you can choose which one to pick, okay? Now if I click on add new, it will basically bring up the whole process of Google Calendar connection. I'm just going to click on connect and pause the video because it's going to show my other accounts as well. So it is connecting now. I'm just going to give it a couple of seconds. I'm going to pause the video. Once the connection is finished, I'm going to show you how you can actually do the conflict. All right, as you can see, I've connected that calendar, and inside the conflicts, you're going to go and click on edit, and you make sure that you choose that calendar. So in this case, it is my main calendar, and I'm just going to hit save. And this will basically make sure that your GHL calendar, when you are building your calendar in here, it is already synced. So if I actually go back to looking at the calendar, it should bring up all those other busy ones up in here. As you can see, all of them are showing up and coming up in here, and these are the ones that got canceled and those kind of stuff. So everything is coming up. The sync is working properly. And this is how you sync your calendar and conflicts and those kind of things properly for your AI booking. Now let's go to the automations and how the automations work. So if you're using our native Jane and GHL integration, you need to have 3 workflows. One of them for when when an appointment gets booked on GHL and you push it into Jane. This is that one. And it's very simple. You just basically choose the appointment, and then you set up the webhook that we provide. This is not the real address. This was just for testing. And two information: staff member, the email of the staff that we are booking for, and the treatment name. Now, the way that the treatment name works is very important. So the first part is the name of the treatment, exactly how it looks like in Jane. I'll show you. And then we put space, parentheses, category of the treatment, close parentheses, space, open parentheses, and then duration, 30 minutes, close parentheses. Now I'm going to show you how it's looked like in Jane. So if you go to settings and if you go to treatment, so this one we're doing the massage. So 30-minute massage. This is the one. As you can see, copy and paste exactly. This is the category, copy and paste exactly. And you see it says 30 minutes. We want to put it as 30, no spaces, min, M-I-N, parentheses, close. And the last thing that is important, in order for us to be able to book it like this, the booking, it should be available in online booking and also available for this staff member. So these two things are very important. If it's not available for online booking, we can't book it this way. And it should be also available for that staff member as well. Now, we do also accept two other information, but these are not mandatory. One of them is location. This is for practices that they have different locations and they want to book for different locations. And rooms. This is for practices that they want to provide the room as well. So the room needs to be exactly the name of the room, and the location needs to be exactly the name of the location. So this is how the booking works. The cancellation is very, very similar and very simple. So cancellation, appointment status in this calendar canceled, and we just use the webhook. And for those of you that using our GHL native, the webhook domain is jane-api.clinicalconnect.com dash cancel appointment for appointment cancellation dash book appointment for booking appointment. And then the other one is update appointment, which I'm going to show you in a sec for updating the appointment. So if you go back there, this one is for rescheduling. The only difference in rescheduling is we need to have this condition. So basically, if someone book an appointment with these criteria in this status specific calendar, put the condition and we say if the appointment has been rescheduled true, then do the webhook. And again, it's going to be this address, clinicalconnect.com slash update appointment. Okay, so these are the webhook addresses that only works for our native GHL. Now, in case you want to use a different platform and you don't want to use the GHL native, go to ClinicSync Pro, go to documentation, and these are the endpoints that you need to use. And these are the request content that you need to pass, okay? So these are the request examples. So this is for booking appointment, this is for rescheduling or updating the appointment, and this is for canceling the appointment. So for those of you that you want to use the API, you want to make sure that you use these endpoints. And obviously, two things. You want to enable API access, and you want to also enable AI booking. The enabling AI booking is for everyone. You have to first enable AI booking to get access to these functionalities. And then for those of you that want to use the endpoint and not the native GHL, you need to also get your API key as well, which is pretty simple. So when you're logged into your account for any of your connections that you want to use API key, you just basically click on these three dots, enable API access, and you will get this API access enable pop-up. And once you get that, you can right click and then manage API and webhooks, and this is your API key. Okay, so in a nutshell, this is how you can enable AI booking. Extremely, extremely easy and cool. A couple of other things that I forgot to mention is the way that the booking works is we first look if that patient exists. If the patient exists, we basically add that appointment to them. If that patient doesn't exist, we create the patient and then do the booking. So all of this happens in the backend, so you don't need to think about it or worry about it. And it just makes your life much, much easier. And we do have a lot of agencies at the moment that they started using this with different services, different providers, and slowly moving everything to AI receptionists and basically uh, freeing up their admin work a lot. Anyway, if you have any questions, just let me know. You know how where to find us, and yeah, you can start your free trial at clinicsyncpro.com. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.